Hi class, it's lecture time again, and we're still in chapter 1, phlebotomy practice and quality assessment. We're going to pick up talking about some more of the character traits for a phlebotomist. Dedication to high standards of performance and precision, respect for patients, dignity, privacy, confidentiality, and the right to know. Propensity for cleanliness. You want to make sure that you keep your work area nice and clean, and of course disinfect or sanitize your work areas before and after using them, as well as your equipment. Have pride, satisfaction, and self-fulfillment in your job, and work well with your team members. Also, take pleasure in communicating with the patient. So let's talk about appearance, grooming, and physical fitness. It's important that you maintain your good posture, grooming and personal hygiene, wear your PPE or personal protective equipment, such as your gowns, masks, and gloves. And then follow the dress code policy and procedures of your facility, or in the case of y'all still being students, when you go to clinics, you also have to maintain the dress code of the school, as well as making sure that you're following any other additional dress code policies that they have at the facility. And the key in healthcare, you're not dressing for style and creativity, okay? The dress code for healthcare is focused on making sure things are safe and clean. With that being said, your makeup should be conservative and lightly applied, not like we see here in our demonstration. Your nails should be clean, healthy, and neatly manicured. Here's an example of what you don't want, even though it's pretty, okay? It's just not, the place for it is not in the healthcare setting, and you cannot, most healthcare settings, especially your hospitals and many of your clinics, will not allow you to wear the artificial nails. So you want to make sure, I mean, don't go spend your money and get those nails done, and then you show up at your clinic site and they tell you you cannot wear them, okay? It's a safety issue. Those acrylic nails can harbor bacteria. Also, your hair should be clean and with natural tones, meaning you can't wear the purple, the pink, the orange, any of the other unnatural colors, okay? Any tattoos that you have need to be covered. Okay, let's talk about stress management. It's very important in healthcare that you're able to manage your stress, because it's a very stressful environment. You're dealing with the health and lives of other people, and the job that you're doing can, if not done properly, can cause great harm and sometimes fatal harm to the patients, depending on what it is. So whatever your stress management techniques are, you need to make sure that you're utilizing those so that you can take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. And here's just some examples of some stress management activities. You can go to a spa, exercise, take time to do a hobby that you enjoy, meditation, yoga, sorry. Um, Take a walk outside in nature, time management, listening to music that you like, and any other type of therapy that you need, okay? Here's just some other things you can do for stress management. You can play with your pet, uh, take a nap. And here, for those of you like yoga, here's some different yoga poses that facilitate stress relief. It's okay to take time for yourself and have self-care because it's important. If you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to take care of someone else when you're run down and feeling sick and tired and exhausted, okay? And you have these patients that are placing all of these demands on you in addition to other coworkers or staff. Remember, so it's very important that you take time to take care of yourself, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes a day. Do something that helps you to relieve that stress and feel good within yourself. Okay, so here let's do a little stress relief and let's breathe for a little while and watch this beautiful waterfall. Okay, so we're going to move along and talk about quality assurance. And when you're talking about quality assurance, you're talking about such qualities as excellence, high standards, high caliber, and superior value. And you're focusing on areas of improvement and how we're delivering the services and stuff to our customers, which are our patients, and as well as making sure that we're living up to the expectations of the stakeholders and the management team, okay? So there are major concepts of quality in healthcare. You have efficacy, which is the healthcare services provided with a positive impact on the patient's health. That is, the patient improves or gets well with the measures that we're providing. And so we want to have a positive outcome. Appropriateness, the procedures performed on the patient are the correct ones for that particular condition or illness. So again, we want to make sure that we have the right patient and the right orders, and we're doing, we're following everything for that particular patient. And the caring functions, this is services provided to the patient are available, timely, effective, safe, efficient, respectful, and sensitive to the patient's needs. Some quality improvement efforts for phlebotomy. Your healthcare workers' techniques. The identification procedures for the patients, waiting times, any complications that can occur, any recollections or repeat venipuncture rates, multiple sticks on the same patient, or duplicate test orders. All of these things affect the level of quality that the patients get, okay, as well as causing additional stress and strain on the healthcare system and, as well as the facility. Some of the tools that are used for quality performance assessment are your plan, do, check, act cycle, or PDCA, line graph, histograms, or scatter diagrams, checkpoints and tally sheets, or control charts. And this is where you're just going to monitor what's being done and how effective it is. Basic requirements for a quality specimen. You want to make sure you're using standard precautions. For example, making sure that you are identifying your patients correctly. Your specimens should be collected from the correct patient and labeled appropriately. Misidentification of a patient and or specimen is grounds for serious disciplinary action for the healthcare worker, including dismissal from his or her job. So it is it's crucial, you guys, that you make sure that you follow those patient identification procedures and don't take shortcuts, okay? If your facility says you have to do, for example, there's 3 things you have to check to make sure that you have the right patient, then don't check 2 because you don't think the 3rd one is important, okay? You need to make sure that you are following and doing each and every step that's required to make sure that you have the right patient. Okay. Correct anticoagulants and preservatives should be used with the right amount of blood collected, and you need to minimize needle sticks. Collect specimens carefully to avoid damage and hemolysis. Collect fasting specimens timely and make sure they are fasting. So if you get a requisition to do a fasting lab on a patient and say you go in and they're eating, or they're eating at the time, or you ask them, have they been fasting or have they not eaten or drank anything since midnight the night before, or if there was a specific time frame that the doctor had given them of not to eat or drink, and suppose they did not follow that. Well, before you draw that lab, you want to make sure that you notify that nurse or your supervisor and let them know that the patient was not fasting, so that they can relay that to the doctor and see, get any further orders, so you can relay that to the patient, okay? Time specimens should be correctly timed and documented. Specimens without anticoagulants should be allowed to stand a minimum of 30 minutes so that clot formation can be completed. And your specimen should be transported to the lab timely, preferably within, depending on where you are and what task you have to do, within 45 minutes is a good thing to shoot for with those labs, or faster, okay? Quality control. Quality is the fulfillment of the requirements of the customer. Your quality control is to provide accurate, reliable results in the minimal possible time with minimal errors. And to achieve this in the lab, we focus on accuracy and precision. So what is quality control versus quality improvement? Quality control are the functions of everyday practice in the clinical laboratory that make the testing process more accurate and precise. Quality control measures help set the parameters and making sure that all the tests reflect what they are supposed to each and every time. And your quality improvement is the process of meeting and exceeding customer expectations by resolving immediate problems and finding opportunities for improvement where problems do not currently exist. So you want to always be looking for more efficient ways to do things, okay? You don't just take it upon yourself to do them. However, you need to bring these things to your supervisor before you make any changes. Your CQI efforts minimize cost, waste, and injury, and enhance resources management and improve stakeholder satisfaction. So with that being said, keep in mind that everything that you do is important, and every step that you follow is being monitored for how well that step helps to provide the outcome that we're seeking for the patient. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Your assignment is going to be to read your clinical alerts on page 32, 33, and 35, and write 10 key points to remember from those clinical alerts. And submit your picture when complete. See you guys next lecture. Bye-bye.